All right, so we're back here on another Couch Coach Live. At a different time this time. Normally we do it on Tuesday night, but now we had a special night on a Wednesday. Let me bring in Maui real quick. What's going on, Maui?
I'm here, man. What's going on? Can you hear me?
Nothing. Yeah, you good? We can hear you.
Okay, okay. What's
Yeah,
up, Brandon? How you doing?
What's going on, man? I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm chilling, man. Chilling. Great to
yeah,
meet you.
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
So
You
we
too, my man.
so we got a special guest on the Couch Coach Live virtual couch this week. We got our man Brandon Tyson of the Virginia Sports Network. What's going on, Brandon?
Yes, sir, man. Glad to be here. Glad to be here. I know we've been kind of talking back and forth for a little while now. On Twitter, I believe it was. So glad to finally get on here and kind of talk to you guys about what we got going on with VSN. So glad to be here.
Yes, indeed. We got the pride of Clover Hill High in the building. So we here. So
Yes, sir.
so,
Hey,
let's
Brandon.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Quick question, Brandon. Did you ever go to
Yes,
movie
sir.
gallery?
Yes, absolutely.
I think I might have been your movie gallery dude. You was young, but
Really?
I think I might have been. Yeah. By the
Right,
food
right
line.
you said by Food Lion? No, I went to the
Yeah.
one. No, I went to the one at the other one. It was another one by Sheets.
Like,
That's the
look.
one I'm thinking
Oh man, I thought you was a
about. Yeah,
homie.
yeah,
But I got one more
yeah.
question, Chris. I see
Yeah.
that you went to ODU before we get started. Do you know Isaiah Fernandez?
Yes. He was like a basketball assistant, I believe. And he's
So we're gonna
was he?
have a great time because that's my little brother.
Wow, yeah, I remember. Oh, so Hopewell, right? Is
Hopewell,
that?
right,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yes,
right,
sir.
right.
Definitely remember. Absolutely.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yes,
That's
sir.
what's up.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah. And it's funny because, like you said, I found you on Twitter, and I was like, you know what? I was like, wow, like I'm just, everything that's going on with the network. I'm really excited. I'm pumped, like hearing it, and obviously, shout out to our guy Zach from the RTD had a great write up on you. So it
mm.
was funny. It was like always TV. It was like the ultimate build up for me. It's like so definitely. So first question I want to ask you, Brandon, pretty much what was your inspiration behind creating Virginia Sports Network?
So I guess you could say the inspiration really started because, for one, I'm just a big sports fan. Obviously, I play football, but also love some other sports. Definitely like basketball. Um, so that's always something that's been important to me. Sports changed my life. It changed many people in my family's lives.
Mm.
And it was always a big thing in my household growing up. So I just love the sports, and even more specifically, I love the sports in the area. Like when you talk about the 804, like for one, I'm born and raised here. Like I've been here all of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I came up around a lot of my family that were really good in sports here locally. Um, I had my dad was a graduate of Maggie Walker High School back when they were public school. And he was really good, all Metro. So he was kind of showing me things all his life about football and guys in the area. My brother was a graduate of Manchester High in 2005. So
Mm.
I did a lot of watching them when I grew up. Um, and just really a big love for the area. And it's influencing my whole life, and I have a big background as far as media, communication, camera work. I have my own other company, Tyson Visuals, and I just kind of wanted to bridge the gap when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to media coverage. It's a lot of great athletes here. There's a lot of great athletes here all across the 804, and I just wanted to be something that could make something that would kind of add to what's already going on, and bridge the gap between um, a lot of the it's a lot of people that cover sports that have been doing it for a long time. Um, but it's kind of not always doesn't always reach this generation of kids.
Right.
Come to a media and all those things. So it's a plethora of things that influenced me to be able to create a platform like the Virginia Sports Network, and we really just want to create something that is just for us, as an 804 local sports, and just create a platform and make these kids feel important, and get them seen by more people even outside of the area, all across the state, all across the country. So I'm really excited about what we have going on. So
Um, I see that we have something else in common, man. I seen you did some teaching in special ed. How did that? How can I word this? Do you have passion for that too? Did you do any Special Olympics or anything like that?
I definitely have a passion. I have a passion for kids in general. I
Hmm.
was a collaborative teacher at in Chesterfield County Public Schools, and I definitely have a passion for it. And when you talk about Special Olympics, I was the coach of the. I worked at Providence Middle School,
Uh-huh.
and I forgot what the name of the league was, but it was basically like a Special Olympics team for basketball, and I was the head coach of that. And that was
Okay.
something that was really really important to me, and it was a heck of an experience. It was a
Well,
great
yeah,
experience. Yeah. So
yeah. I,
that was something I did.
yeah, I did it also, man. It was a great experience, man. It's really it's inspiring how hard they work and how smart that they are. You know what I mean? And then it's not
Absolutely.
even just that, just to actually see the people that's involved and the patience they have to have. So that's what's up, man.
Right. Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. And also, so as far as just this whole journey of the Virginia Sports Network, who has been like your biggest influences? It could be a multitude of things. It could be people in the industry, or just any person, anybody who's been influential in development of the network.
Um, I can't think of any specific individual people. But what I'll say is I've gotten influenced by um, different networks, different media outlets, different people that are covering things, and I kind of took a little bit from everybody and you know put it into VSN. So I know I would say one of my biggest ones, if I had to name one, was it basically came from YouTube. There's a YouTube page. It's like the Hampton City Public School page. When COVID happened, it was like I think if you look on the page, all the videos that were released are like from like March and like April, so of 2020, so right in the middle of like when it wasn't really anything going on, all that kind of stuff. And what this page did was it went back and released all of their footage from games that they broadcasted um, throughout the whole time that they've been doing. I'm talking about from like the 80s on up. And I just thought that was really cool that, I mean, it's guys that's 40, 50 years old that get to go back and watch games of them playing in high school. And
Right.
they get to show it to their kids. They get to show that to their grandkids. And that influenced me a lot, just because one of main things that we will be doing is a game of the week where we'll have a live broadcast of um, two teams from the area playing, and that was something that I thought was really cool. I'm like, wow, they were doing that for so long, and from my knowledge, it wasn't as much as that going on in this area. I know it was a couple people here and there that do some stuff, but that was something that influenced me on the broadcasting side of it. On the social media side of it, um, I love just the same things that everybody else love when it comes to like the Bleacher Report app,
Hmm.
ESPN. follow all of those pages, and I like, getting all the news stories on what's going on and on my favorite teams or my favorite leagues and things like that. So I'm like, well, why can't we create this for the high school level, for the local college level? Like we can make it just like that. And I think that for the most part, our first few months going, that we've accomplished kind of going for that field when it comes to media coverage um, in a more contemporary way. So
Yeah. All right. And let's see. And it leads to my next question for you. So essentially, uh, what do we expect as far as what to expect for Virginia Sports Network?
So what to expect going forward? Obviously, like I just said, we'll do a game of the week. That'll be the biggest thing that we'll do, and that will be um, a live stream that will go out on YouTube. It'll be free for everyone to watch. Um, and what you can expect from that is, commentary. Today we just announced our two broadcasters that we'll have. One of them is John Emmett, who has been the play-by-play caller for Virginia State University since 2008. He's done Virginia State football, men's and women's basketball, baseball, and softball. He does the Richmond Kickers. Has done the Richmond back when they were the Richmond Braves. Has a whole lot of experience. Then another one is uh, Joshua Neighbors. He's from the state of Missouri. He's been here for about a year now, and he calls the Richmond Spiders baseball. So commentary, multiple camera angles. We want to make it very similar again to like a ESPN kind of feel. So that'll be something that's important. Outside of that, when it goes to the social media part, um, we do like a weekly top 10 plays kind of thing. Um, announcing any plays that furthering their athletic career, going to a school, if they got a big offer, um, just all types of content, really just you know, putting these guys on this big stage. So um just a whole lot of things, and it's some that we can't even say yet because we have to get cleared, by BHSL and um, the different athletic directors. But we plan on doing a lot, and we plan on keep on going with this thing. So we got a lot in store. So y'all should expect anything that we put out. Make sure that is good quality and that is for everybody. When it comes to the 804. So we got a lot coming up.
Yeah. Yeah, and I knew like when we got John, I was like, oh man, that's gonna be. Yeah, I was like, oh, this is a
Yeah,
heavy hitter. I was like, yeah. When I heard that, I was like, oh yeah, y'all be
yeah, man.
straight.
John's great.
Yeah,
John he's been supportive this whole time of VSN. Like we have a decent amount of followers on like Instagram and stuff. He was, dialed into us before it kind of blew up like it did, just because he's another one that has passion for local sports. And really, really, really excited to have John. That was a big get for us. That was a big one.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. So, and I guess this is something that we can, because you did announce it last week. So I just want to make sure
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
know we clearing. We got to make sure we good. So. And that's another one we talk about getting heavy hitters. Obviously, having John as in the booth, but then you got Richard Town Dispatch, the collaboration with them. Talk about the collaboration with the RTD.
Yeah, so that was something to where actually it was kind of funny. Um, you know, our social pages were following each other, and I know I had noticed. I'm like, man, they like what we're doing. Obviously they've been doing this for a long time. So, I had an idea to reach out to one of the people there in Zach. I think you pronounce his name Joachim. And he does a lot of the coverage for the high schools. And reached out to him, talked, and ironically, I was like, hey, do you think we can do some sort of collaboration? And he was like, man, I wanted to come to you and ask you. So
Wow.
it was just kind of a like-minded thing, and it was something that was huge for us, and something that we were having, like you said, was kind of cleared, um, because we were already kind of referencing them, but it was nothing official. But then we got into something that's really official, and you know, anything when it comes to stats, any news, like me and Zach, we've been texting like for the past 3 days just because there's been so much going on. On the high school level, you got transfers, I mean, it's a lot going on. So, we're keeping each other updated. But that was something that was really, really big for us. And you know, I'm excited. I'm excited to partner with the Times Dispatch and they'll be able to use our content, we can use their content, and it's really just about helping each other out and giving the area the coverage that it needs. So we're really, really excited about that one.
Yeah, and like you said, as far as social media, y'all been the source really as far as definitely, especially when it became that flurry of like everybody was declaring for schools,
Mm-hmm.
like during maybe like I want to say right around that 4th of July weekend, right around that time we had a couple guys commit and then a couple transfers, and I was like, oh, that's like yeah. So and it's crazy. It's crazy like how that uses like the dead period.
Mm-hmm.
But like it was a lot of flurry going on that week, and I like, yeah, this is interesting. Like as far as having these type of transactions going on, in that part of the year. It's almost it's almost like the big leagues essentially, where it's like as far as so much stuff that was going on at the time.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot going on at the time, and I have a lot of sources. Like I said, I've been around the area for a while, and I also with me having my own um, you know media company of my own, Tyson Visuals. Um, I deal with a lot of high school players, so I may get a word here or there. Someone may do something here or there, and you know, we'll pass that on to the ones handling a lot of the social stuff, and we'll go from there. But a lot of people are like, "Man, you guys are on top of it quick." I'm like, "Well, that's because we find out a lot of stuff
Mm.
before it even gets out." But that's another thing, things have to get cleared and that kind of thing. So yeah, no, that's we enjoy doing that kind of stuff, and it definitely was a lot going on at that time. So, it's more coming. It's more coming that we can't even release yet. So yeah, y'all stay tuned for all the things that's going on in the area. So
So I got Shams for the NBA. I got I got Adam Schefter for the NFL. And I got Virginia Sports Network for my high school
No, but
stuff.
right.
Yeah,
Wow.
because it's so different now. Where like you said, these things happen, and it's not like you said. It's not like how it used to be, or kind of it's different. Where it's like the information's being disseminated at this point in a rapid rate. So it's like you got to catch up, keep up with it because
right,
And
it's
it's so many
crazy.
people, man. It's so many people that got content too, and you want somebody that you can just go to and get what you want. Sometimes when I'm looking for stuff, I got to go through so much, and I'm like, nah, this ain't clicking for me. You know what I mean? So I went through to your page today, and I was like, yeah, I subscribe. I was like, okay, because I always said, man, like local sports is so important to the community, and some people don't
very
even like if you ain't got nothing to do, you should be able to go just go to a game and at least you know where your money's going. You know what I mean? Support that's one way to support the community. You know what I mean? So like
right, and
I'm
that's a
excited.
big part of it. Oh, sorry,
And
my
then
bad. Go ahead.
you also have players, man, that parents don't understand that help get their kids out there. They ain't just grades and they just play. Like you got to do a little. You got to have some type of exposure. You know what I mean? So I'm really excited that you're doing this, man. Because I remember, I think a couple years ago, I was telling Coach the same thing, like something like this. Because a lot of it's I know for a fact, being around my brother, there was players that just needed that exposure, but they were quiet. They could play, but their parents
Definitely,
really didn't know what to do. You know what I mean? Like
definitely.
they, and I wouldn't know some of the players that's in the NBA right now when they if it wasn't for a YouTube channel. Like I didn't know who Zion, LaMelo, and all these guys was until somebody gave them some type of exposure. You know what I mean?
Right, right,
So
exactly.
I'm happy that you did. That's what's up, man. Like
Yes,
seriously, that's
sir.
what's up.
Yeah,
Thank you. Yes, sir.
yeah. And let's see what we got here. So we're almost we were a month away from it, but now we're actually less than a month away now from the start of the high school football season. So
Mhm.
not to put you on the spot, we know it might, but hey, you gotta give us a top five players and then also top five teams to watch this upcoming season.
All right, so I'm gonna do. Can I do teams first? Can I do teams first?
Yeah, whatever works for you.
Yeah, because it'll. I think that'll work a little bit better with how I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
Um, so top teams. If I had to go five, and it's tough, man, because man, it's a lot of talent this year, man. It's a lot. I'm so excited for this football season, man. It's some really good teams. Um, but one of them, ironically, that I would say, um, and is this in order or is it just
No, it don't have to be in chronology.
okay?
It's just whatever. It could be
Okay,
5-1, 1-5, whatever. Yeah.
okay. Um, so five, I would say Hopewell. Um, I like Hopewell. I like some of their players. Um, and they got a special player, which I'll get into him. But Hopewell is a program that has been consistently good. Um, they're always going to be well coached. They're always going to have some athletes. Like they are a really really good team. And ever since they've been in that Class 3, they've done really really well. And they even did really really well even before when they were in the old Division 5. So I really like Hopewell and expecting a lot from them. Um, Life Christian Academy is another good one. So they are a team. They're a tricky one because they don't play anyone in the area. They play a national schedule.
Mm.
Um, I don't think they've ever played a team in the Richmond area. Um, but they're a really good team, man. They are stacked with talent. They have a whole lot of talent on their team. And I think that they're one of the best in the area. Uh, Trinity, Trinity Episcopal School, man. Listen, I was one. I didn't know about Trinity. Like I didn't, historically, when you talk about the area, public schools have kind of ruled, as far as being, the best team. Man, Trinity, if you ever go and look at their film, look at some of their players, man, look at how good of a team they are. They are absolutely excellent teams. Talent all the way across the board. I would put them in there for sure. Um, I think you'll like this one because what's your sweatshirt say? Yeah, that's where I'm going next. That's where
Oh
I'm going.
God.
Listen, hey, you gotta be real. Listen,
Hey,
it doesn't matter what year it is. It don't matter. Man, spring's gonna be in the picture. They're
yeah.
gonna be in the picture, and I don't see it being any different this year. I mean, they're returning a lot. They got a really good quarterback coming back. Uh, Man, they got a good defensive lineman. Their secondary's off the charts. They got a wide receiver, man, which I'll say something about him is he is the truth. Um, so man, they're coached by Coach Johnson. Coach Johnson is he's stamped already. Anytime you win four in a row, coach a program like that, obviously you're doing something right. So you can never count them out. And then I would go Toronto. I know. I'll go Verona, man. They listen. I mean, so it was for me. Holland Springs and Verona this year are kind of a 1A, 1B kind of thing. If I was to put a top one, just because I think Verona obviously won it last year, but they had Ant Fisher, who was so important to what they did. I mean, I watched games where Ant Fisher willed them to victory. Like he just had something in him that you can't really, you can't really describe. He just had it. And losing him, I think they lose a lot. But with them getting a transfer like LJ Booker from Collegiate, with them getting a transfer like Eric Smith from Manchester, and another one that I can't say, but man, they it's
Okay,
hard. It's hard.
insider.
Man,
Hey, was that
I mean,
applause? Was that applause?
oh, sorry.
Boom,
Hey,
boom,
it
bang,
is
bang.
what it is. And yeah, man. And then they have Kavion Keys, Derek Carr at quarterback. Man, they have a lot over there. They have a lot over there right now. So I'm expecting them to win Class 4 again. And yeah, man, those are my top five. I would say Hopewell, LCA, um, Trinity, Spring, Verona.
All right. Players, or you good with those, or
Oh shoot, I forgot
yeah,
about
yeah, you
players.
good. Yeah,
I
yeah,
forgot
you
about
good. You good, bro.
players. So I'm gonna just go back on what's fresh in my brain with Eric Smith from Verona. Um, he was one that came from a school, and he had a incredible freshman year, and kind of took a slight dip sophomore year. Not because he did anything wrong, just I think it was something different that went on with the offensive scheme. But he's a really really good player, so I'm expecting him to have a really good year. Mason Cumbie from Hopewell. Listen, man, this kid watching his film, amazing. Like out, I hate to compare him to someone that's so good like this, but he like reminds me of he has a Patrick Mahomes style to him, in my opinion. After watching him, really really like him a lot. Takai Heath from Springs, routes off the chart. He's a wide receiver. His routes are freaking amazing. Lot of speed. Just an amazing athlete and a playmaker. Um, Caleb Spencer from Life Christian Academy. He's one that he's a hitter, man. Like he hits anything that he sees. Like, but he's a smart player. Doesn't play dirty. Makes the right plays. Big kid. He's going to Oklahoma, I believe. Oklahoma, and yeah, so he will be up there. And then Kavion Keys from Verona as well. He's one that didn't really make a big splash on the scene until towards the end of the season. But what he did in those playoffs last year was a huge compliment to what Anthony Fisher was doing. And he's just looked like he's gotten even better from then. I'm not expecting him to make as much of an impact on the offensive side of the ball just because of the weapons that they have. He's not going to need to do as much, but defensively, from that defensive end and like linebacker position, he's going to be a terror this year. He's going to be something. He's going to have a hard time blocking him. So I think that was 5. Was that 5 for that man? I believe it was 5.
Yeah, it was fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I'm curious. The next question I want to ask is I'm very curious because obviously we had one of our guys. You might know Wayne Epps, RTD.
Wayne Epps, I don't recognize that
Yeah.
name.
So and he came on the show maybe a few weeks ago. We talked about his top 5 prep athletes of all time, and especially with you, it's gonna be definitely interesting because obviously you're a 2013 grad. So I'm curious as far as who's going to be in your list, like because obviously you've witnessed, I think, the resurgence of it, and then also with your brother 2005, there was a great some great athletes at that time during that time period as well. So I'm really curious who is your top five, and this time we'll put you on the spot. We want 5 through 1. We're gonna It's gonna be
Oh
numerical
man.
order. Numerical order.
Hey,
Hey, your
hey,
softball.
coach, you said all time, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so
Football.
this will be
Yeah,
my
football.
this
Yes.
this will
Yes.
be my personal. So man, anybody that's uh, a graduate from the 80s or 90s or something, look, just don't get mad if I forget somebody from y'all's, but this is from my times what I grew up. I grew up in the 2000s, and obviously, like you said, I graduated in 2013, so everything is gonna be from this era. But um, at 5, I got to start with Cavell Connor from Manchester. Cavell Connor went to Clemson and played in the NFL for a while. He was a guy that played running back and safety at Manchester, and I would, like I said, my brother graduated, and they were the same class. He was an amazing athlete. He was like 6'2", 215 at like running back, like and outrunning people. It was like nobody that big should be outrunning. It wouldn't look like he was running fast, but then you would slowly see him getting away from people. And I would have him at 5. This is another one that's from my era that maybe a lot of people forget about this guy. But his name was Earl Hughes from LC Bird. I personally played against him. This dude was like, I don't want to disrespect his height, but he was a short, small guy. But pound for pound, he's one of the best football players I ever played against. Like he did it all. Like he was obviously a running back, was shifty, but he could catch the ball out of the backfield. He would return punts, return kicks. Um, he would even line up at corner sometime. I watched him line up at corner and shut down Atlee's best wide receiver in a playoff game because they needed him to because their starting corner got hurt. Like this kid was amazing. He was really good. Um, Third, I would go Curtis Grant from Hermitage. I believe he came out in 2011.
Yeah.
So he graduated. He was my freshman year. Listen, man, dude, you want to talk about a savage like this man? He was a truth, man. He was an absolute truth. Amazing athlete. He was committed to Ohio State, and had a good career there. But in high school, man, he looked like a man amongst boys. Like if you ever got a chance, anybody that went to see a game that he played in, like it didn't even. He just looked different. He just looked different. He was an amazing player. Um, mm, mm, mm. Who that? He's still playing right now. You gonna like this one, Hopewell guy. Travion Henderson. Um,
What's you?
Travion Henderson, right now. The crazy part about him is he didn't even play a senior year. But the things that he did in 3 years, which I don't even his freshman year he was on varsity, but I don't think he played much. But the things he did his sophomore and junior year, like I remember my nephew was the first person to show me him. And he kept on talking about. I'm like, what are you talking about? And I saw a film one time. I saw him hit the open field one time. That's all I had to see. That's all I had to see. He was amazing. Amazing. That kid. He's one of the best I ever seen at the position on the high school level. Period. Period. So I'll put him at number 2.
He about to win the
And
Heisman. I think he can win the Heisman this year.
man,
He got a
think
shot.
so. I
He
think
got a
so.
good
Like
shot.
after watching what he did last year in his very first year,
Yo.
now he done got a full year under his belt in the weight room, in the training. Come on, man. He done got adjusted to that big chin. Come on, man.
Yep.
He is something special. When it's all said and done, he might end up being the best to ever come from the 804. I truly
Wow.
he's a special kid. He is a very, very special kid. So I'm excited to see what he does at Ohio State, and I definitely think he can win the Heisman as well. I definitely think so. And number one, man, this is one of my favorites. Macho Harris, man. Macho Harris. Listen here. You had to be around during that time. I'm from Chesterfield, so I wasn't even on that side. But Macho Harris was was almost like he was like I don't like to call it, I don't want to say a god, but it was like he was like bigger than like I vividly remember watching the news and them saying that he got an offer from USC.
Yeah.
Now this is USC with Pete Carroll as the coach. When Reggie Bush is playing, this is USC that's winning national championships. And when they said that he got an offer from USC, it was like, man, this guy's real deal. Man, I used to watch the news. Man, this dude was running for 300-400 yards. Like it was amazing, man. He was an amazing athlete. He was like that was the biggest like high school player that I had seen, like, you know, as far as popularity, you know, and just what he did on the field, man. He was so big for this area at that time. And I would have to put him one. I would have to put him one on my list. My top high school player all time that in my era, he takes the top spot.
Yeah, I agree, and it's crazy. Like you said, you know how to keep the TikTok now. All you know, we had a time last night. Like that's how I felt like seeing him play. I'm telling you, and obviously, you know, because Macho was an 05 grad, so I graduated in 02. So I was still, I still was watching the games and stuff, going to games after I graduated. And like you said, watching it on, Final Score Friday, and it's like you still you could literally be in that stadium that night. You go home at 11:15 when it's time for Final Score Friday, and you're still amazed. Like even though I'm a witness to it, it's like it felt like I seen something different. It's crazy, like you said. He was different. Like he said, he was a guy, like especially in that. And I think that's kind of, I wouldn't say he kind of turned the tide when it came, like people start looking at the area, because when you really think about that time period, really the 757 was kind of where everybody was really looking at, and that was kind of like the big deal. Like that was like, everybody was looking at 757 as like that. We had talent, but it's not like how it is now, where as far as on a larger scale, that could be just a situation maybe because of social media and just different things. But like we had dogs in that era as well too. But like you said, Macho Harris, he was different. Like he was a guy, and it's funny when you talk about USC. So I'm a UNC fan, and it's funny he got an offer from UNC, but he never took a visit. And I kept on, was like, because I think I don't even think it was 24/7 recruits. It was one of those recruit services.
Probably
Rivals. It was Rivals. And it's crazy because I used to do they had like a little tracker. Like they'll let you know, like, hey, when is he going for his visit? Like, okay, I remember the week he went to USC for the visit.
Okay.
And like all kind of stuff. And then, obviously he ended up choosing going to Virginia Tech. And I yeah, he was, and it's crazy. And it's funny. So he, I don't know if you remember, he had a cup of coffee in Washington. So yeah, he was only there for like a few weeks, if that. And this was in 2010, I think.
Okay.
Because obviously, he got drafted by the Eagles.
Yeah, I remember
and
him
everything. And then he ended up coming to Washington for like a brief moment. I remember when we signed him, and I was like, hopefully he get in the game. I didn't even sleep that night. I was so excited, like, man, because you think about a guy, a guy I went to school with, is playing for Washington. Like, yo, this is great. And even when he, it's funny. It kind of reminds me how Kevon is, like Kevon Wallace is. Like I see him with the Eagles, it's like, like like it's funny. Like when he'll make a play, like, but I'm like, oh no, it's against Washington. You gotta it down. Right? You gotta keep it down. But so it's crazy. Like he was something else, man. He was a dog. Like, and it's fun and it's crazy. This is gonna sound really mad cheesy. But I don't know if you might remember this because you were young. I don't know if you remember the end of the year. I think at the Fan Score Friday they did a montage of Macho Harris and they were playing the Village People Macho Man.
No, I don't even remember.
That went hard, yo. That went hard, yo.
No, I don't even. I'm gonna have to try to see if they got that somewhere in the archive.
Yeah, I know. I'm ready. Like, yo, let's let's hit up Lancaster Dante.
Yeah,
slide his
right.
DM and be like, yo, because
You need to find that. I ain't
remember
never seen
that? Yes. And then what's funny is, and that's what I think, why I kind of gravitated to you with, because I think you probably remember this too. I don't know, it's still around, but like remember Sports Wire?
Yeah, Sports Wire. Yep.
And
that's Will Catterley, I believe.
Yeah, Will. But do you remember Avon Nazaro?
What's going on here?
Y'all hear that?
I'm here, feedback. Hold on, what's happening either?
You got headphones? It might be
in the background.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
I think it went away.
Well, no, it didn't.
Well, no, it didn't.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on with that.
How about this, Brandon? Hop out and then hop back in.
I think it should be good. All right.
You still hear it?
Go.
Yes, you hear it.
Was it me?
Headphones on.
Yeah, I still hear it.
Lala?
I can still hear that. Yeah. Hop in and hop back out. All right. You good? You good, Brandon? You here? I can't hear you now. So let's see if it's all right. Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right, cool.
All right, so now the echo. Okay, so now the echo subsided. What's going on? Another guy, Gamer G. He's a Springer as well. So definitely huge shout out to Gamer G for my guy coming in. But yeah, and it was a guy named Avin. I think his name was Avin Azero. Because it's probably before your time. I keep on forgetting. I keep on. I gotta remember you're not 37, so
I still remember a lot. a lot.
But so he was back then like that. That used to be like prime. That was like, and that's like when I obviously when you talked about it, I was like, that's the first thing I thought about, like, oh, like it's almost like, but it's definitely gonna be on a larger scale. But it's like how back then where it was just like it was an event to watch those Sports Wires and stuff like that, and so it was But like you said, oh my gosh, like going back to that angle with Macho, it was, man, that was a fun time. But you know what? Now I'm inspired. Now I'm like, yo, I'm gonna hit Lancaster Dante up.
Yeah, I would love to see a lot of older stuff. Like I'm a sports historian for this area. Like I love going and finding you know, old tapes. Like every now and then I'll find something on YouTube, you know, from back in the day, and I love watching it. So yeah, man, I would love to find some old film and see what show people what Macho was doing. Because man, unless you were there in that time, man, you just don't understand.
Yeah, and that's one thing too, where it was like like, and I'm glad you feel the same way, because I'm like, it's like it's hard to explain, like,
It
because
is.
it was like certain things that happened. Because I remember when we played Mills Godwin and we were driving. The final drive was Marshall running. You'll never ever see that
Right.
in a series. Generally, the majority of the plays in a game where you're behind in a fourth quarter with clock ticking, you're running the football all the way down the field, and they end up winning. You know, so they end up beating Mills Godwin that night. I remember that. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, I believe it. I mean, I could not keep giving it to a guy like him.
Right.
He was amazing, man.
He was a home run hitter. Like, he was a guy that, like, electric.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
His name was Macho Harris.
Yeah.
Victor was his real name.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look him up though.
They said he was doing work in the CFL. One of my boys.
He
was from Canada.
One
of my boys from Canada. He told me I was like, hey, you heard of a Macho Harris? He's like, yeah, man. He played for the Owl Watch or whatever. That's the thing. One of my Saskatchewan or something.
That's the one. It was a green.
Saskatchewan, it was something green.
Green team. Yeah,
he was like, yeah, Macho. He's trying. I was like, yeah, man. I was like, yo, we ended up going. We went to the same high school.
Yeah, he did. You know, obviously we don't follow it too much, but you know, I looked at some stuff and he definitely did well, and that makes sense knowing the kind of game that he had. You know, I'm sure that it, you know, transferred to the CFL, because you know CFL is a little bit of a different game, and it probably did fit a little more for him. So yeah, he definitely had a good career out in Canada. So.
Yeah, but he told me that. I was like, yo, that's crazy. Like, it's a small world.
Yeah.
Because he's like one of my boys. He's like really the only one I know who really follows like CFL. I mean, people follow it from a distance, but he really like he goes to the games in the freezing cold. Like,
okay, yeah,
he's faithful.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Yeah, so most definitely, man. Definitely appreciate you for coming on tonight, Brandon, man. So social media and any upcoming projects, plug away. What you got?
So first I'll follow all the social media pages, Instagram at Virginia Sports Network, Twitter at VA Sports Network, website virginiasportsnetwork.com, Facebook Virginia Sports Network, just started going on that. But upcoming projects, really right now we're in the process of contacting a lot of athletic directors so that we can start getting our schedule for our game of the week. We in the past couple of days we've solidified three games, which we're excited about, and I'm sure as a Springer alum you would be excited about as well. Hint, hint. But yeah, man, was in talks with Harry Lee Daniel, man. He was excellent to talk to, you know, back and forth. So we're excited to get with them, and we got a couple other ones that maybe our West End people might be excited about. So I'll put that hint out there too. But you know, just really getting set for that. You know, that's the main thing that we have going on is, you know, because the season, man, tomorrow it'll be 4 weeks from the first game. You know, the high school season in the area officially kicks off on August 25th. August 25th, I believe, is a few games on that day. And then you got some on Friday as well. So, you know, right now we're just getting ready for that. And we're just going to keep on pushing content, you know, getting everybody excited, you promoting these players that we have, these student athletes. Just getting ready for the season. I wanted to throw out there that we do plan on doing basketball as well. When the winter comes, starting in January. We won't get the beginning of the season, but we will be doing basketball starting in January. So any basketball fans out there in the area, we plan on being there. Definitely want to get with the Veronas and the John Marshalls, the Highland Springses. We're going to be doing that as well. So we're just excited to get this year kicked off. We got so many things going on, and we just want to keep on providing good content, and keep getting the area excited and just promoting something positive, really, in a time where it's a lot of negativity out here.
Right.
It's a lot of things going on, especially with our youth. That's sad to see. So I feel like, if we can just bring a little bit of happiness, excitement, to the kids in our area, because a lot of them go through so much, a lot of them are losing, sadly have lost classmates, even at their young ages. And, it's tragedies, man. So, we just want to keep on promoting positivity, and, it's a lot of things that you can do in life, but sports is what I love, and sports is what a lot of people around me love. And, that's just one of the ways that we feel like we can affect, the youth in our world and in our area specifically. So we're gonna keep on pushing content and keep on pushing positivity, and we're gonna keep on going with this thing.
Yeah. So in January you'll be covering the 2022, 2022 5A state champion Highland Springs Springer basketball. Okay.
Yes, sir. It definitely looks that way. We've already been looking at the schedule for that as well, and we definitely plan.
Brandon, don't entice him, man.
Hey, listen. I was looking at Hopewell's too.
Yeah,
I was looking at Hopewell's too. So
hey.
Those are some of the names that we're looking at. So
yeah.
So he just had to throw his out there, though. I've been quiet.
Hey, that's what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to have
right.
Especially in that. Oh my gosh, that run was phenomenal, man. That's like, shout out to Coach Tennyson and on the boys on Airport Drive. So
yeah, man. I watched that state championship game last year on live stream, and like the last couple minutes was like I was man. You would have thought I was a Highland Springs alum. Man, I was when he hit that shot at the end, that three, bro. I was in my living room. I'm jumping up and stuff. I'm like, let me sit down from Chesterfield. I ain't got nothing to do with that. But I was just so excited, just I got such a love, for the area, like I said. But yeah, man, they had a great team last year. That was great for them. That was great.
Hey, yeah, I remember when all them boys that went to VCU. That's one of my favorite years ever, man. When it came to college basketball. Remember when you know what I'm talking about, right, Chris?
Oh, you talking about when they went to the Final Four? You talking about like Brandon Rozelle? Rozelle.
Man, they need to make a movie about that, B. They need to make a movie about that team, B. Because man, like they even won an ESPY. You know what I'm saying? They won an ESPY, man, and I'm telling you, man. Like I remember being at work, because I worked at a grocery store, and we had the radio in the back because we couldn't watch it. You know what I'm saying? Like it was everybody be like, "Man, what's the score? Okay, I got to go back up front." Like, you know what I mean? Like that was one of them.
Was amazing. That was amazing to watch, and man, I could just remember. It's like they just kept winning. It was like they won again.
Man, let me tell you, what was it? Kansas. It was
the Kansas one was the one that really was like.
I was pissed.
And they had you a Kansas fan or something?
No, I'm U of R, and then it's just like Then it's like because the Morris twins demoralized us that Friday night because
They did because y'all was
yeah,
winning some.
yeah, because they went to Sweet 16. Because I thought we were gonna play each other in the Elite Eight.
Yeah,
and that ruined all the plans. And
yeah,
oh my gosh, like
yeah. Richmond sure did have a good year that year as well. And
And it's just they the way they play defense, man. It's like it just kept you on edge. It was
that's
like it was
what it
just
was.
like
It was that havoc, man. It was that their defense was amazing. Shaka Smart did a great job with them.
right,
And then,
and then knocking them
they,
threes down like it
that's
was
what I
nothing,
was.
man.
That's what I was talking. They were
threes,
hitting like
and them threes.
man. You obviously had, like we just said, Brandon Rozelle was hitting. You had Bradley Burgess, another
Right.
guy that went to Benedictine, I believe. You had Joey Rodriguez doing this. I mean, they were inspirational to watch. Like it was, like I said, it was just like.
And that's why I said it should be a movie. It really should be a movie, man. It really should, man, because it came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah. So we'll put a bow on this week's Couch Coach Live. Maui, any final thoughts? Social media, what you got?
Oh man, same old. Great show, man. I'm happy to meet you. Congratulations on success. You got a great idea. It seemed like everything is open the door for all you gentlemen. So, man, congratulations. Just keep going forward. Social media, DT Morgan 78 Instagram, Deshaun Morgan on Facebook, and like I said, man, more blessings to you, man. I do have one question though. How was it being in a house with your brother and your father? Because y'all all played football. It seemed like y'all all was competitive. What was it like?
Yeah. So my brother, we are 8 years apart. So he was kind of like it wasn't so much competition because I like looked up to him because we were so
right.
It was such an age gap. So it was I really just looked up to him. And then with my dad he played football as well. Like I said,
right.
He was a really good player. And he played college at East Carolina University.
Right.
And but he never was like, hey, like you need to go play football. Like he never did that.
Right.
He's been a great father like all my life.
Right.
And he was never one to like push me to like do anything. He like, hey, anything you like, if you want to go do this, go do it. You just got to stick to it. You got to commit to it. So, from a football standpoint, to be honest, when it comes to my play or when it came to my brother's play, a lot of that was never really talked about because he was just so focused on he wanted to be a dad more than anything. And he did a really, really good job of that, and we both were successful. When it came to sports, so I always appreciated that piece of it. So, when it comes to the competitive piece, like we're competitive and stuff. Like I mean, we'll play an Uno game and be real competitive. But when you talk about from what we actually did on the field and all that, man, he's just always dad. To us.
I got one more question, Chris. I'm sorry. My favorite sport is boxing, so I look at things from a detail standpoint and how I can change things or figure like almost like chess. You a D lineman, right? So how do you by being that? Do you explain to me like the aspects of being a D lineman? Like, do you take that in like it's what I'm saying? Like, is that how you attack things in your life, or you know what I'm saying?
So defensive lineman was, to be honest, I didn't really learn and understand the game until I was in college. All throughout youth and high school, I was kind of just bigger than everybody and was aggressive. So I didn't really learn the detailed part, like you just said,
right?
Until I got to college. But once I got to that point, like paying attention to little details, tendencies of offensive linemen, things like that was something that I learned, and what I was like, man, that's really important. I'm like, man, if I would have known this, I would have been even better when I was in high school. And when you talk about translating it over to life, Absolutely. Like I tell people that all the time, like pay attention to detail. Like in whatever you do, like details matter. And you know, I learned that from my college defensive line coach, Jeff Commission. And I definitely take a lot of those same, you know, principles that I learned from playing defensive line into anything I do in life. So yeah, man, details are very important. So
all right, nice meeting you, man. That's it, Chris.
yes, sir, man. You too.
Yeah, follow the podcast anyway. Get your podcast, Apple, Spotify on the Couch Coach Live. Social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram on the Couch Coach Live. And yeah, let's put a bow on this week's Couch Coach Live, man. We'll catch you guys next week. And we're out.
Welcome.